my grandson, he's giving me a little break. I hope. Maybe not. Okay, so this is the realities of when you work from home and you actually make real homemades. Okay, do not let people fool you about the things that they're selling and claiming that they're homemade. There are quite a few people who are making actual homemade items, and then there are those who are purchasing items and then claiming that they're homemade. Okay, so because I was trying to figure out how are they doing it? How could somebody make 1,000 scrunchies? You know what I mean? Like I'm I'm trying to figure it out. I'm still trying to figure out how you make 1,000 scrunchies. I'm not saying I can't make 1,000 scrunchies. I'm saying it's going to take a very long time to make 1,000 scrunchies. Because this is the beginning of any homemade. The beginning of any homemade is what I'm doing right now. And on top of that, I have a family. Like my grandson just walked in. Hey, Lickety. Okay, can you close my door, please? Thank you. Okay, so what's wrong? Oh, you could put it back. But Leaky, can you go in your room though? Your daddy woke. I thought you said you were gonna ask him. Could you play it? Did you ask him?
Yes.
And what he said?
Said yes.
Okay, well close my mom's door, please. Thank you.
What did I say?
Huh?
What I said?
What's that?
You have to tell me what I said.
I don't know what you said because you're not saying it where I can hear you. You're mouthing it. Okay, say it again. Let me look. You said okay? What you said? I don't know what that means. I can't.
It means heart. It is your heart.
Right? Oh, my heart. Well, how was I supposed to know that without you saying it? You didn't signal it. You just.
Okay, what's it?
I can't read lips.
What is it?
Heart. Oh, that's because you just told me. Okay, thank you, man. Close my mom's door. Okay, y'all, this is the beginning. And what is the beginning? The beginning is the beginning. You get the fabric and you wash the fabric, which I don't really do unless I'm making homemade clothing, garments, or something that may shrink because it may get washed. So these possibly won't get washed. I don't know who washes their iPad sleeve, but they could, and if they did, it wouldn't matter. Okay. I use 100% cotton is usually what I use. So I did the measurements, and then I use these measurements to cut out the other measurements. Okay. I'm not wasteful with fabric, so you could see where, I see other people put their fabric right in the center, and I'm like, what are you talking about? There's an edge over there, right? And you can see where I have a line here. This line here, I'm going to cut this portion off, right? But you're wondering, well, why the line don't go everywhere? Because if you look over here, you'll see there's a difference in this space over here that's over here, because this portion is long enough where the edge is the edge. Okay, I'm not wealthy, and I'm not wasteful of no fabric. Okay, so we're gonna cut this fabric, and then so I got these two pieces that I'm cutting, and then since I had this amount left here, I measured it. It's 5 inches, and it's perfect inches for my extra large scrunchie. So I am going to cut that 30 inches that way, which if you look, you'll see I have it going this way. And then I have a mark here, which is at the 30-inch mark. And then, but I'm not wasting anything. Hello, is it Kali? And I'm not sure how to say the other name. Lindo, how you doing? Lena Love, how you doing? How's everybody doing? Where have I been? Well, what channel is this? I just got this channel back, maybe about 6 months ago. So if you've been here for a minute and you wonder where I've been, I lost the channel. Okay, I lost the channel a few years back, maybe about 5 years ago. I lost the channel, and then I requested the channel back, so they gave it back to me because of my cooking videos. That's why I really wanted it back, right? I was prepared to sue them. I was going to get a lawyer, okay? I didn't really care about getting the channel back, but I wanted my videos, right? Because it's my video. If I work hard and I create the content, if something happened where you decide to take away the channel, okay, cool. I don't have a problem with that. But don't give me an opportunity to grab my content, okay? And really, they didn't have a valid reason for me losing that channel. Something did happen, but it was like I had no warnings, no strikes. So that should have been like my first strike. Actually, it should have been a warning, not even a strike. But they just took it. And at the time, I didn't even fight for it. So it's kind of my fault too. I did try to ask them like what happened, and I didn't even have any warnings, and I did ask them that when that happened. But things changed on YouTube. They have different rules. They're now actually trying to abide by rules. You can't have rules for some and not others. And back then, they had a lot of rules for some and not others. But anyway, that's where I've been on this channel. Okay, so I'm absolutely want y'all to know that there's a lot, and I'm talking about hundreds of videos of people showing you them making homemades. I'm telling you though, a lot of those people are not making homemades. They're purchasing their items, and then they may put a label in it. They may open up a little piece, put a label in it, and stitch it back up. The ones that are making their items, they're not making no thousand of anything. You'll see somebody make a bag, and then they are selling that one bag or two bags on their site. You know they're making the bags, right? Because there's no way you're making 10 of the same bag. Just to, like, why would you make 10 of the same bag? Just to have it sitting in case somebody buy it. It's just not, it just don't make sense. Okay, so now remember, I have a difference here. And let me measure this portion. I actually don't need to measure it. I'm going to just take this, put that edge there, and then I'll know. Take my chalk. This is just a chalk. Okay, and mark there and there. Like that. And then I'll take my ruler because I do want it to be as straight as possible. Don't have to be perfect though. Okay. For those of you with OCD, I can't help you. I'm not the source for you. Okay. I could show you how to sew straight. I could show you how to sew well, but I'm not going to show you how to have an OCD, okay? Okay, anyway, that's that. And make sure I don't have anything folded underneath. And then you're just going to cut it. People with OCD, I'm not understanding, like, you shouldn't make your own items because unless you have some type of machine to cut your items perfectly straight, it's not going to be perfectly straight. If that makes sense what I'm saying. And so it just needs to be relatively as straight as you can get it, okay? And so this and this. And the reason these aren't perfect in size, I'm going to quilt this one here. That portion going to be quilted. So I have these two. And as you see, I haven't taken off that yet on neither side, but they will get taken off. Okay, I did not add that into my my measurements. So, okay, so now I have to cut the quilting. And that strip that you watched me cut, did I cut it off? Yeah, see, I'm talking, and I don't know what I did with it. Listen, that's that. Okay, move that out the way. What did I do with that long strip? Did I even cut it off? Oh, I didn't cut it off. Okay, I was about to say something's not right. Okay, and this is gonna be a scrunchie, an extra large scrunchie. With I think it's 5 inches. Actually, no, this is just a large scrunchie. I think I said 5 inches. If it's 5 inches, it's my large scrunchie, and if it's 6, then it's my extra large scrunchie. And then this end, put you at the 50. So that should be 5 by 30. Okay, I'm gonna put that over there with the scrunchies. And then I have this piece here. You know, I can make bows or quilt something together. Okay, so today I was working on this fabric, this cherry fabric. So I'm making scrunchies out of it. I'm making the book sleeves out of it. I'm also making bows, little girl bows out of it. And I'm trying to think what else. But I have some of them. I'm going to just put it away. So as of today, I've cut out. And I'm not done yet. I still have to do the batting. But these are scraps. Let me see. So this is my folder. This is my folder for bows, which mean, look, I don't waste anything. I ended up cutting that off to make a template. And then I was like, okay, I'm still used to okay, I'm still going to use the what this thing called? Yeah, I forget the name of it. But anyway, so these are the pieces that I've cut for bows. And I have, see, the templates are right here. And that's if I want to make a large bow. And then it depends on what type of bow. This is my bow piece. And so this is a folder. And these are the things I cut out, but I haven't put them together yet. Okay. So that's what that is. And then I have, this is my sailor bow, my sailor bows, and this is my pattern for my sailor bow. And here are the ones I've already cut and kind of put them together as much as I could. And here they are, but I haven't, I needed to put them together. So I just have to scrunch them together, which I'm going to do today. I was waiting for the items to come from Amazon. Okay, I needed a few things. So this is going to be a sailor bow. I know it doesn't look like anything yet, but it will when I put it together today. I did it in that color, and that size, and that color. That's another one of those. I did it in a darker color, and so on and so forth. Okay, this is my pattern piece, and I think I want to do this a sailor bow also in this fabric. So I think I'm gonna cut that out in a few minutes. When I get scrap pieces like this, it's no perfect. It really could be many things. It is a nice size for a small bow, because I would sew it like that and open it up, and then eventually it'll get scrunched up, you know, into a bow. So when I get pieces like this, I just throw it in my bow out the way. Okay, out the way like that. And here's this is just a piece, extra piece, and I will throw that in another area, because it could be many things. It could be a bow, or it can be my pin mark, which I'll show y'all in a minute. And this is long enough to be a pin mark also, so I'm going to throw that over there. Okay. So what do my book sleeve look like? I have one somewhere around here, but anyway, see, so it's a lot to this. Here go some scrunchies that I did cut out, and I sewn them together, but I didn't have I did not have my elastic, so I had to order some more elastic, which I got that from Amazon. I just got it this week. And here, where I've sewn it together, I think some of y'all watched me sew it together, probably when I was over there by Sharon. And I know it looked weird, right? But when they elastic it in, then it scrunches up. And here goes some of my scrunchies. Okay, that's the same fabric. This is a different pretty fabric. Now this is a large. This is a regular scrunchie. This is a larger scrunchie. What's the difference? I mean, it's larger, it's thicker. And then I think I have an extra large scrunchie, which I'm really not happy with. It's really big, but some people like those really big ones. So I'm not making a whole lot of really big ones. This one is a regular scrunchie. Okay. So, and as you can see, like that's that fabric. Okay. And I have hair bonnets also for little girls and for women. I do have one cut out. I think y'all seen. So, what am I doing right now? I'm just cutting. And then when I get to the sewing machine, I hope to just sew things up. And then after I sew things up, if I have to do any steps after, then I do that on a separate day or at a separate time. Okay? And that's why some people watch me sew this and did not know what I was making. And it's because it's a step. Okay? I use it in the process if you're making a lot. Now, if I was just making one for my granddaughter, which I do not have a granddaughter, but if I was making one for someone, then I would just need to make one. So show me, I've been sewing these things for weeks now. I think I started before the New Year's. I've been doing a process of sewing since the beginning of the year. Actually, since Christmas. Okay? And I do not have 1,000, I don't have 1,000 scrunchies, okay? I have a bag full of scrunchies, and if I count them, it may be 50 scrunchies. No, that don't sound nowhere near 1,000 scrunchies. I think it would take me all year, every day, sewing all day, to sew up 1,000 scrunchies. And yet there are people here, and they make it look so simple. They'll show you maybe sewing one or two, and then they'll show you their supplies. They'll be like, oh, and here are all my scrunchies. And then they'll say, I've been sewing for the last week. I've sewn all these scrunchies in the last week. And I'm looking like, at first I'm thinking, okay, that's a good business. Let me get started. Even I fell for it because I wasn't using logic. I wasn't thinking about, I was just looking at these people tell you, yeah, you could start a business doing this. And, and then they'll say, oh, and you could do the assembly line. Okay, you can do the assembly line. They never show you cutting out any of those things. They'll show you a fast forward clip of them cutting out one thing. And even when they're cutting out that one thing, it takes an hour. It may take them an hour to cut it out, but then they want to show us that they created 1,000 of those things, or even 10 of those things. And I'm telling you, it's not reality. And that's why people start businesses and don't follow through. You start them, but you don't follow through. You know why? Because based on what you've seen or hear on YouTube, it looks easy. Even though it's not going to be, because they'll tell you, oh, it's not easy to have a business. Yeah, it's not. It's a whole fraud, okay? It's a fraud. Now, what takes me the longest? I'll show you. What takes me the very longest is trying to figure out what fabrics to even use. So it may take me all day just to order fabrics. If I go to the fabric store, it may take me even longer because there's so many options, right? I'm trying to figure out what will young girls and women think is beautiful fabrics for scrunchies and different things. And I could be in the store for hours and hours and hours. So it's easy for me to shop online. And when I shop online, I still have the same, where I'm going through pictures hour by hour. And I can't even touch the fabrics. I purchased this. This is so pretty. I thought it was pretty. I was like, okay, this could be a couple of scrunchies, which it will be a pretty scrunchies. And I was thinking, okay, what else can I make with it? But even if it's just scrunchies and hair bows, I'm good with that because it's really pretty. I don't really think it's pretty, like for me, because I'm not really into flowers. If I was wearing anything, but if I was, I'm too old to have, well, it's not about age. I never really liked flowers, but I'm watching and seeing what people are wearing, right? Trending and things like that. That's very pretty. So I'm about to show y'all me cutting that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut out 2 so I can make scrunchies. No, 3. We're going to do 1 of regular, 2 of regular, and then 1 of a larger one. I'm going to show you how long it's going to take. So it's going to be in real time. So I'm just going to cut 3. And then I'm going to also maybe just cut out 2 bows. Actually, I'm going to just do those 3. I think that'll prove my point, okay? So we're going to do that. So first, I had to decide on which fabric, right? I'm going to move everything out the way. I still haven't finished cutting this yet. So I'll do that after, okay? Because the only thing I need with that, I'm thinking about making a tab, and I'm also thinking about putting a pocket. I'll show you the one I did so far. That's the thing about when you really create yourself, like when you make it yourself, then there's so many options, okay? Which make it even more difficult. It makes it more difficult. It does not make it easier. Now, if you're following other people's stuff, it makes it a little easier, right? Because they're going to give you the measurements. And then you won't know how to make any adjustments. Let me see. So here's, I think I sewn this. Didn't I sew this here on this channel like a week ago? I'm not sure if I did or didn't. But this is a book sleeve. This is the extra large. I don't have an extra large book, but I do have this book to put in there. And it protects your books. People like to protect their books. And I did put a pocket on it. But the one that I just cut out, because I like this fabric, I was thinking if I put a pocket on it, it'll be the same fabric. I don't know if I want to do that. So I was thinking about just quilting this and making a quilted one. Okay? But I'll decide. I'll decide when I get to that. So let's get to what I'm about to do. Okay. This is my elastic, I think. This is for my bows. Okay. Here are the clips, the alligator clips. And for the bows and things like that. And what the hell is this? It don't even look like it was open. Oh, yeah, you see how it was open already? Ain't that something? Okay, well, let me see. It don't even look like what it is in there. It look like a piece of trash. Y'all see that? Okay, yeah, they're in there. Somebody probably wanted to steal, didn't know what it was, opened it up, realized it ain't nothing they want, and then put it back in there. But at least I got it. I don't care. And then these are where I decided to make bows, but I'm not going to put it on the clip. It's the ones where you can put it on it's almost like a scrunchie with a bow on it. But I didn't, because making these scrunchies, because I couldn't make these and it'll match the bow. And then I realized it's going to take me forever. So I am taking a shortcut to a degree for just those. And I also have some combs that I ordered before that with the Boret ones. And then I just got my elastic also packaged. Okay, so let's get to how, and I'm not trying to scare anyone from this. I just don't want anybody to think that they're going to start a business because you saw a YouTube channel, okay? AKA me. Okay, me, and not only that, but I do all kinds of things. the first thing, because I've already known how to sew and things like that, right? But I just never thought about making scrunchies or anything like that. You know, I didn't even know you make handbags until I came to YouTube. Um, so let me move this out the way. Let me get a few things. So there's a few things you can do to make this easier. I guess I could show y'all how to do that, but and I have done it, but um, but it works. It don't work sometimes. It just depends. So I'm not gonna do it. So we're making a scrunchie. My scrunchie, I have a. There's different lengths, but the one that I tend to like that looks better because I did a couple of testers is the scrunchie that is about 30 inches long. And the reason being because it could be 30 inches long for a little girl. It could be 30 inches long. It's going to do well for adults as well. And that way I don't have to make some of them 24 inches and some of them 30 inches. I just do a straight 30. And the truth is, there's no such thing. What I'm making is not really a little girl scrunchie. It's just a regular scrunchie. And then I make the bigger scrunchies. You see what I'm saying? So when you don't have to buy the large scrunchie just because you're a woman. You can actually get the regular scrunchie and it still fit. It's just not the other ones are just wider, but they're not longer. They're not longer in any way. Okay? And that's because that's the way I set it up. So I'm gonna go 30 inches. Now my ruler here only goes 24 inches. Okay, actually 23 inches. This one. Yeah, 23 inches. But this thing that I have here goes all the way to 36 inches. So it helps. So I'm gonna use both. And I'm gonna take my fabric, move these out the way. Now I'm gonna show you two ways. If you already have some cut out already, which I do, right? Let me show you. if you have some cut out already, you could use that as your guide, right? See, I have two of them cut out already. But I still have a little issue if you want it to be a little straight. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So I go with I make a choice if I'm going to use my salvages. And so because I know I'm not going to use this for any clothing of any type, I don't really care if I use the salvage. But if I had something that I could use for garments and things, then I'm going to save the salvages for when I'm making those garments and when I'm making other items. So that's the choices I make because like I told y'all, I'm not throwing away no fabric. Okay? You're not going to see me go and cut in the center of this. I'm not going to go a whole inches away from here just to, no, I'm going to put this on this salvage. Okay? My straight line is going to run with whatever's at the edge. Okay? The edge may not be perfectly straight, but we are talking about sewing. Right? That edge is not perfectly straight. My sewing is not going to be perfectly straight. Okay? Because nobody's is. So I am going to use that edge. And I do want it to be 30. I'm going to use one of these just to kind of get an idea of where that's at. Since I'm going to put that on that edge. Okay? And then, so I know that, I'm not sure if y'all can see, this is the edge. And so I'm just going to put a mark there. Let's just help. Okay? Of course I could have measured that out, but that helps. And then from there, though, let me show you what I'm going to do. Because I'm going to measure from the opposite edge of how much is left on this side. I'm going to measure that. And I'm going to put it at 13. Yeah. So although it's a little less. So let's see. Yeah, I'm putting it at 13. Okay, it's at 13. And now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna measure from this edge, 13. because I need to get this out the way. This is the portion that I don't need, right? So I'm going to do that to get it out the way as quick as possible. It's easier for me to do it that way. I'll put that on 14 right there. Okay. So I'm going to put that 14 on that edge. And then I'm going to kind of mark like that. And then because I'm only, what I said I was going to do 3, right? So I'm doing 2 at 3. And then I'm going to do 1 at 4. What that is? 6. Isn't that 10? 6? Yeah. So it's going to be 10 inches. I'm going to need 10 by 30 to get those 3 scrunchies. So I don't need to do too much, but I do need at least 10 inches going this way. And now I'm not going to cut this. I just need to mark that. Okay? Because I just want to cut and go straight like this. Okay, to get that out my way. So I don't have to worry about that. So we're not going to worry about that for now. And then I'm going to go here, though. Right? We're doing 2, 3 inches. Let me make sure I want to do, yeah, I said I'm do. So I said I'm going to do 2 regular, and then I'm going to do 1 that's just a little larger. So 3, 6, wait, 6. Yeah, it's 10. That's right. Okay. So now we're going to do a 10, or, yeah, we're going to just do a 10. And we're going to do 10 from this edge. So I'm going to put my 10 on this edge. I'm not sure if y'all can see. The 10 is here. And I'm going to mark like this. Bam. Okay. I'm going to go farther this way. And I'm going to put the 10 on the edge again. And I'm going to mark like that. Right? And I'm going to do 1 more only because this is 30 inches. It's kind of long. And I'm going to go 10 again from the edge. My straight line is going to be this edge over here. That's what I'm following. Okay. And then from there, the marks that I made, you might not be able to see them, but I can. I'm going to follow. So I got 1 here and 1 here. Make sure that they lined up, which lines everything up, okay, for me. And then I'm going to just kind of mark it like that. And then I'm going to do the same thing, that line and the one that I have right there. And see, and that line's that straight up. You might not be able to see it because it's faint, okay, but it is there. And then, now the good thing is 3 and 3 is 6, and this happens to be a 6-inch ruler. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That means I could cut off the first 2 by simply lining this up with the edge. Okay, and see, I line that up with the edge. And then I just make a line. Bam. Like that. And then I go all the way down. Line up with the edge. Okay. And then I make. And see, that's perfectly straight. And then this extra one right here is the long one. That's the 4-inch. And then what I'm going to do is take this, and line it up with the 3 to this side, right? So I'm gonna put that on a 3 like that, and then I'm gonna line it up over here like this. Okay, and I'm gonna put that 3 on that line. Make sure it's straight. And do all the way right here. Just a little piece that I didn't get. Put the 3 on that line. Make sure it's lined up. That's how you know it's straight. And bam. And check that. Now that's an easy way of drawing out what you need to cut. But remember, I'm cutting out just small. It's not long. It's not like it's 10 by this, 10 by 12 or something like that, right? It's 30 by 3, 30 by 3, and 30 by 4. Okay? And now I'm going to put that away. And all I'm concerned about with, I'm gonna just cut it all out first. I'm not sure if you ever see me. Can you? You should be able to. Is it in the view? Can I see the scissors? No, you can't see it. Okay. And then that line that I remember I got this line originally, and then I knew all this was extra. So wait, but did I make? Let me make a line that I could see better. Just need to follow those. And look like I missed a little piece right here. Okay. I can see that a little better. And then I'm going to cut. Now imagine me doing, I don't know, let's say I was doing 15 of these. Okay. I do have a calculate, you know, I know how to calculate like y'all just saw me to where of course I could do 15 of them. But it would take longer than I just took. Okay. And I'm just going to kind of use that line as my guide and cut that. Now, other people, they wouldn't have used this edge because they would have said it may not be straight. And then they would have went in some and made it straight. But I'm not making a garment, and you can make this straight. You measure from this, wherever you go, it'll be straight. So you can absolutely turn that into a straight line, okay? And I'm not rich, and little strips of waste is just little strips of waste. To me, the people who take 1-inch strips and make it into something, those people are fabulous. I don't do that. Okay. Nothing wrong with doing that. I just don't do that. To me, I just, less waste, the better. Okay. Now, let's say I want to make 10 scrunchies in this fabric and 10 in, I have 5 other fabrics. So that would be 10 times 5 is 50 scrunchies. Okay. 10, let's say I was making 10 scrunchies in 5 different fabrics. Yeah, that's 50 scrunchies. But I would have to do this process in each fabric, right? Now, I'm not saying that it's not can't be done. Can y'all even hear me? I don't even know if I can be. I just realized that one of my devices, people can't hear me when I use it. I'm not sure if it's my phone or my iPad. I'm using my phone right now. But anyway, that would be crazy if nobody can even hear me. Okay, anyway. So my point is, my point is actually very simple. Do not look at a YouTube video of somebody who pre-record, edit, fast forward, clipped out a lot of things, may not even show you their mistakes. Some people will show you their little mistakes, but a lot of them aren't. I watched a guy make a bag, y'all. I watched him. He was making it seem like it was going to be so simple. And he sat there and he was doing it like I'm doing it, right? I guess the idea is, let me show you how fast you can make a bag and how easy it is. But he did not really know what he was doing. I could tell that he saw a video and then he thought, okay, he sat there to make that bag. And I watched him put the handle on crooked. He never showed any results of anything he did, right? He showed you how to make the pattern. Okay, that's simple. That's a good idea too, right? To show somebody how to make a pattern. It was a simple pattern. So I gave him kudos for that, even though, you know, he got it from YouTube too, right? No big deal. But I like that he did that. What I didn't like is when I'm watching him do things and then I know that what I watched him do is wrong. And then I watched him sew it, which is good. I like, if it's a tutorial, if you're calling it a tutorial, you should be showing people how you really put it together. Because people are not being honest. People are sewing things on different sewing machines because the regular sewing machine may not be able to handle it. And they're not letting people know. they'll just show you, oh, they come back with the items sewn together. They got a woman I watched for years. Now, I'm not trying to embarrass nobody, so I'm not going to call no names. But if anybody call me a liar, then I'm going to give you the name, okay? I watched this woman sew for years. She never sold nothing, though. She never sold nothing. What she would do is come on and have and advertise this pattern. And she'd be like, here's the pattern. Oh, and by the way, here's the garment. And it's on the mannequin, or sometimes it may be even on her body. It might be, she might be wearing it. And like for years I followed, I was like, oh, that came out nice. That's a good pattern. Maybe I might buy it. And I was watching her do that for years. And then one video, she was talking, she was like, well, you know, you might have some problems in this area. And she mentioned the area, but she didn't know what the area was called. She didn't know that a yoke is called a yoke. And I'm thinking, as soon as she was like, yeah, this area right here, I'm thinking, wait a minute. Something's not right. And then she started talking about, yeah, you may have problems here, here, and here. And I'm thinking, well, something not right. So then I started to realize, wait a minute, have I ever seen this woman sew something? Like, did she ever sew anything? Did she ever use technology, terminology? Because if she didn't know what a yoke is, right? And I'm thinking, wait a minute. So I went actually through some videos, and never did she sew anything. And you know what made me realize that I knew what I was talking about? Because I left a message. I was like, oh, that's a great item. I said, do you have any videos where you're actually sewing? Like, I asked her that. I said, oh, you're doing such a great job. I said, can I see you actually sewing anything? I would like to, follow, because I'm, and then she gave me a link, almost like, oh, if you want to see me actually sewing, hit this link. And the link took me to another channel, but she ain't sewing nothing there. So I go back and I said, oh no, I was looking for like something where you actually are sewing something. And I guess a lot of people like my comment, right? A lot. So then, like a month later, she made a video of her sewing. Actually, of her sewing. And it was so bad. It was so bad. You could tell she was a beginner. She didn't even know what she was doing at all. The item came out bad. Now we know that she didn't sew any of those garments that she was advertising. So now I realize there's either one or two things going on. The people who selling the pattern, indie pattern, by the way, she was doing indie patterns. She wasn't doing like McCall's or Simplicity. She was doing indie patterns, which is, am I pronouncing it right? Indie patterns, okay? Which mean just the people who making their own patterns and selling them. Nothing's wrong with that. But the thing is, if I want you to advertise for me, I would definitely send you an item. I may even make the item so you could wear it if I realize you are big business for me. I'll make the item, send it to you. You wear it. You're going to advertise this item, which we know people do that all the time, right? Companies send people free items so they can say, look, here it is. Here's my cup. Here's this. Here's that. That woman cannot sew, okay? And I just was so heartbroken by that. I was so heartbroken by that. I was like, wow. The gall, like, it's no reason to lie. And then we have a lot of non-sewers sewing, and the items are coming out bad. And they'll say things like, oh, I made this item and it came out so bad, the pattern. No, it's not the pattern, sweetheart. It's that you don't know what you're doing. And listen, beginners, nothing wrong with beginners, but beginners shouldn't be teaching. That's all I'm saying. Beginners shouldn't be teaching. That's why they don't show you them sewing, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? And they'll do their cutting. They're not going to show you that. They never show you going to that sewing machine. Okay? It's bad. It's so bad. It's like anybody has a voice. It used to be where those who knew what they were doing would share what they know, right? But now anybody can share. And that's why it's a lot of things going around that's not true in the sewing community. There's a lot of things you don't have to do that people are now making it seem like it's normal. It's now normal to backstitch. Nothing wrong with backstitching. You know, sewing machines didn't have a backstitch on it, though. I'm just going to say that. The machine, if you go and do the research on how the sewing machine is built, depending on what type of stitch, which sewing machine, there's a lock stitch. The stitch locks. The actual stitch locks. And so somebody, you know, I understand when you backstitching in certain areas, it's ugly, right? Some people, they'll take it and say, well, I'm going to tie it off. That's because, yes, it's ugly doing that backstitching. It's unattractive. You could tell, depending on what you're making, depending on what the stitch is. But the stitch locks. Okay, y'all, we're going to get, so how long it took me to do this, I don't know. But we're going to get over there to the sewing machine and we're going to sew a couple of things, okay? The honest truth, these don't take that long to sew. It takes longer to cut it than to sew it. But then there's other little steps that's involved. So I'm going to end up sewing this. I thought I had 3 of these too. I did the same thing before I went live. We'll find it. 1, 2. I thought I had another one. It's probably over there, under that one over there. I'm going to sew these. And we're going to see how long, even though I say it doesn't take long to sew them, what is long? We're going to see what long equates, okay? Because one day I sewed maybe 8 of these, and it really truly took like an hour. Yeah. We're going to see, though. I'm going to time it, and then I guess, oh, here go the extra one right here. And then I had one that was, remember that one that, I think this is it. Yeah, so I'm going to leave. So let's see, we should have 3. We should have 6. This is 7. And then before I go and do that, I cut out 2 others. And I'm testing. I'm going to show y'all what I did before. And it's a test. I think I put it in a folder. Okay, so we're not going to talk about the mess that I have in this area already. Okay, so I cut out. I have a dress. My son bought me this dress for my birthday, maybe about 6 years ago. Whenever COVID, we was in the middle of COVID, and one of those sites had a 50% sale because, you know, people was trying to get people to spend money with them. Okay. And my son said, hey, Mom, go order you some things on this site. And I'll pay for it for your birthday. And I would have preferred him to give me the money. But that place had a 50% off sale. So he was like, in his mind, he thinking I could go spend $100 and he only going to be having to pay $50. So he was smart in what he was telling me to do. So I went with it. I went on the site, and I always wanted, you remember that when the newspaper print was out, I always liked it. And so, and it came in my style of dress too, like a knit. I was like, wow. Now, so I ordered this dress. Right, it's a basic dress, but it's my style, to be honest. Right, long sleeve, which I'm okay with, and it has this ruching in. That's what it's called, ruching. Okay, for those who know how to sew, ruching in the middle, which kind of give your cleavage a little definition, and it's fitted because that's the type of dress I could wear. If anything other than that, it won't look good on me. But anyway, because of my body shape. Look at this dress. Something's wrong with this dress. Y'all don't see that? Let me show it to you the right way. I got this dress and I was so heartbroken. Now, I never wore this dress and it got discoloration all by itself. Y'all, I don't know why it did that. But it did it all by itself. Okay, that's that cheap fabric. But I still would have worn it. It wasn't like that when it came. So that happens due to time. Okay. Maybe something was against it. I don't know. But I washed it and tried to get it out. It didn't come out. Y'all see this? One side of the dress is right side, and the other side of this dress is upside down. And I was thinking, who did this? who did this? Who did this? In the back, in the back, everything is upside down. Everything is upside down in the back. This dress is weird because this dress has a seam down the front of the dress. For what? Listen, these fast fashion, they doing it the quickest way possible. And the way, in order to make this runcheon and thing without them having to do anything extra, they put a seam up the front. Because all they had to do, I can tell you exactly why they did it. What I'm saying, though, they did it for the speed. They put a seam here, right at the tip of the seam. Before they put it together, they put a piece of elastic there. And then when it's sewn together, that elastic is there. There's a piece of elastic right there. See? But it only go from here to the beginning. You can see where it's right there. Right? That's why they did it. But they didn't pay attention to see when they cut the fabric, to see that one side, that it was wrong side. And so I never wore this dress. And because I don't send things back, like we the family that don't send nothing back. If we buy it and it don't fit us, we just put it to the side until we donate it away. That's what we do. And it's probably my fault because that's how I am. And now that's how my children are too. We don't want to bring nothing back. It's like we feel like our time is more costly. And the truth is, I don't think I've ever mailed anything to anybody. I bought things for my parents every year for Christmas and all holidays and never sent it to them. And then when we go to visit, maybe that year or the next year or even 3 years later, that's when we bring them all the gifts I purchased for all them years. Because, yeah, I'm not saying that's good. But the reason I mention this is because I decided to take this fabric and repurpose it, right? I'm not going, because it has stains on it, I can't donate it, right? Nobody will wear it. I wouldn't donate it with stains on it. And so I decided when I saw the stains, I was like, oh, I'll just repurpose it. So I cut off the sleeve today. I cut off one of the sleeves. See, I cut the sleeve off, see? And this is the sleeve right here. Portions of it. So that's one. And that. I washed it to see if I can get the stains out again, but it didn't come out. So there was no hope. Okay, there was no hope. So I cut 2 strips, and I'm going to the same way these strips are. And I'm going to see what it looks like as a scrunchie. Now, the difference is this, if you look, this is much longer than that. And the reason being is because this is knit fabric and it already stretches. So it didn't have to be as long. It stretches that long. So I'm going to do 2 tests. So I cut one. I think one is at 4 inches and the other one is at 3 inches. So one of them will be a regular scrunchie. The other one be just a little larger. And so that's going to be my test. Now, the thing is, sewing on knit is it's a little different than sewing on cotton. But we still going to do it. It's my tester. And I just wanted to put that out there. So, anyway, I ran my mouth while I was cutting. And while I was kind of considering what I'm about to do here. So, let's get it straight. Let me cut out that batting before I get to the machine. Because I'm going to be sewing all day. And I don't want to have to come back to the cutting. So let me see what a batting is. I'm actually going to use batting, or do I want to use padding? There's batting and then there's padding. But I think I'm going to use I don't know which one I want to use. Which one is closest to me? I don't know. So this is batting, but this is fusible batting, and I'm going to be, well, let me see. Do I want to quote it? So if I was quoting it, if I'm quoting it, then I'm not going to use fusible batting. Look at that. Even these scraps, I don't waste these scraps. That's going to go, those go in my memory bag, bears. Okay, I do have a couple of memory bears. Okay, let me see. Y'all, my sewing area is not really straight right now because I've been working kind of nonstop, and I have bags filled with things I've made. Oh, here goes the batting right here in my face. So this is batting, quilting batting, and this is fusible batting. Does it matter which one I use? I'm gonna use this. Okay, I'm gonna use this. It doesn't matter which one I use, really. So I'm going to be quoting. Where you at? But I haven't decided if I'm gonna make a pocket. I don't think when I do this, I'm not gonna make a pocket. I think I'm gonna just quote it as be quoted sleeve, and I'm only gonna quote outside. So I need 2. It doesn't need to be exact size, and it really don't even have to be straight when it comes to this batting, because this may shrink a little bit with the let me see, I want to double this. Give me a second. So I'm gonna double it like this. So when I cut one, I'm actually cutting 2. If that makes sense. Does that make sense? Can y'all see me doubling that? I'm folding that like that. I'm gonna put this here to see if that fits. It don't have to be exact. Like I said, I'm batting. I'm quoting. Okay, I just need one of these, but both of them are on here. And I'm just gonna kind of know it doesn't look straight. It don't have to be straight. And I'm just gonna. I don't know if it's my scissors. I might get some more. These are not perfect scissors now, though. These are fabric scissors, though. And as far as I know, I kept telling my family, do not use my scissors on anything. They shouldn't use them at all. Like, stay away. Okay? Do not use your fabric scissors. See what's happening? That's because they may have been used on something else. But these came with a kit, so they're not great. And I've had them for quite a few years. It could be that they're just dull. Could be that they're just dull. The tip is still kind of good, but when I go farther up, that's when I have no issues. Okay, so what does quote mean? I'm gonna put this on the back and sew it. And I can either do lines. You ever seen people quilt and they do lines and then they do lines the other way? You could do that. Or I could do designs. Okay? I could just do a swirly, go and then go the other way. The quilting really doesn't matter. I can draw a little flower on it. A flower design here and maybe here. And then sew around. Now that takes more time. That's why more people quilt like that, because it's easier. It's quicker. Okay? But there are many different quilting lines. So what I'm going to do first let me do that now so it'll dry. Even though the static, I don't know if I want to do, I'm going to kind of base this in place so I don't have to pin it later. But I think, look like I need to iron it. Does it look like, it look like I see a crease right there. Okay, we're just going to save this. I'll make decisions. I think I have to iron this, but I don't want to iron right now. So I'm going to throw this to the side, and we're going to deal with that. So, these is, put this aside. I've already made those. Okay, let's get it, and let's go. These are already done. Put these, they're ready for the second step. And we're going to sew these, and then we're going to do those. I'm not sure what that is. Okay. Let me get my sewing area together really quickly. Oh, this is, see, I don't like this. I did this is my extra large scrunchie, and I did it in two-tone. It's a tester. That's why I just use those fabrics. And it's pretty big. It's nice and big. I personally don't like that, but I guess maybe it's what I don't like is the colors, maybe. But I just chose anything to test it. I just think that's way too much. But these days there are people who they're wearing those big scrunchies. So hey, I'm not gonna make many, but if I do see a sale or people order them, I'll make them. But I'm not using all my fabric to make. I'm just unless it's requested. Okay, if it's requested, I'll do it. If it's not requested, then I am not doing it. And this gonna be for a different type of headband. These are knit fabrics. I'm making headbands for, of course, for little girls and their mothers, matching. And I was thinking about doing bell-bottom sets because I saw people selling them. Now, the honest truth is, the reason I wanted to make them because I like making garments. And the little pants were so cute. The bummies. I made bummies and sold them. But I never made bell-bottoms, okay, for a kid. So the only reason I can't do what I want to do, I need to do what is ordered, what people are buying. And that's my problem, okay? My problem is I just be wanting to sew everything, okay? But everything doesn't sell, okay? Everything doesn't sell. And I don't have no more room to be storing shit, okay? I have so much in fabrics, it's crazy. And I want to go buy some more fabric. And the reason I can't buy more fabric is because I said I wasn't going to buy more fabric until I use fabric. So I've been using fabric just to make anything. Okay, anyway, y'all, we're going to switch up. Let me see. We're about to switch. I'm about to switch locations. So give me a second. Okay, I think I'm going to, what do I want to do? Do I want to go live on Bomb? Somebody named Keep It 1K Daily. How you doing? I'm sorry I missed your messages. Look like you retracted them, so I don't know. I remember when Malik was in Pampers. Yeah, he's in school now. He's in school now. Y'all, I'm gonna be over there on the Bomb because I think I want to go live. I'm gonna sew while we talk about whatever we talk about. Okay, I just want anybody who might be thinking that sewing is the way to go to make money. Yes, nothing wrong with that. But do not be disillusioned. Is the word am I pronouncing it right? Disillusion. No, I might be pronouncing it wrong, but don't be confused. Don't be tricked. Don't be, I could use other words instead of that word. Into thinking that it's really simple, because there's videos and people are not being completely honest, or maybe the perspective of the video where you see somebody make a scrunchie and then they show you them making one scrunchie. They show you them making one scrunchie and then they show you their collection of scrunchies they made. And I saw somebody just yesterday. I think the videos, though, are like 2 years old because I kept looking for something new. But she's like the scrunchie maker. And she had and I keep mentioning 1,000 scrunchies because she had 1,000 scrunchies behind her. Like she had this whole wall unit, and each and with these little slots, and each slot had scrunchies, the same style, color, and things like that, colorway. And I was thinking, wow, how long it had to take her to make those scrunchies. But then she made a video where she said, oh, I'm going to a craft show, and I started making these scrunchies last week. So I'm like, okay, I quit. Anyway, I'll be over there on Bomb Squad. It's called Bomb Cherry Juice, if y'all don't know. Okay, it will be a panel of people. I have to come up with a topic, but that's where I'll be, and I'll see y'all later. Because I didn't know I was here for 65 minutes, but I talk a lot, okay? I ramble, baby, I ramble. It's